Leggy Starscream.
I'm Leggy Starscream. You may recognize me from hanging out in everyone's favorite Duelist Kingdom last night. But I'm here doing Final Fantasy for the PSP. Joining me here in the booth is the lovely Demerine.
Oh, I thought this was Vivi's Pokemon adventures in Pokemon Black.
I mean, it could be two things.
Got it. Yeah, no, I was looking at the names going, Vivi, we're going to have to teach you some things, aren't we?
I mean, a few spells. But we're gonna get started relatively soon. Though there is a little bit to explain right away. While I'm going to be doing right away what's known as the equipment glitch, which, Debbie, if you want to explain once we get started. But other than that, I'm ready to go.
I guess it's party time, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, I will count us in then. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
So, of course, Final Fantasy 1 has been sort of showing a bit of a resurgence with the Pixel Remaster recently released, but we're going to do some broken things here. We're going to buy a hammer. Be like, wait, why is a hammer going to let us break some things? Well, we're first going to put ourselves a memory cursor, and what we're going to do is we're going to use this hammer to create some other pieces of gear. Essentially what happens is that when you push L or R and confirm on the same frame, what ends up happening is that, as you can see, we are switching locations in memory, basically. So what we're doing is we're changing our reference from the weapon reference, which has a hammer in it, to the same item in the armor reference list, which is a knight's armor, which has 36 defense and rules, and we're going to use them to get through the early game completely unscathed. We're going to do this throughout the run to make money, get better armor, get better weapons, get weapons that you can normally only access at the very, very, very end of the game, and use it to absolutely devastate the world of Final Fantasy.
Yeah. This is probably one of the more interesting versions of Final Fantasy to run because the equipment glitch lets us do some really interesting things that you can't really do in other games. Additionally, this game features items and an additional bonus dungeon that don't appear in any other version of Final Fantasy. And we're going to be making heavy use of those.
Yeah, basically we're going to get equipment that you get from the very final super boss of the game, who we're not going to fight. This is any percent, not fight the final super boss percent or whatever that is.
Yeah. But in the meantime, we're going to run into a bunch of goblins, and then we're just going to run away from them. If you're familiar with RPG speedruns at all, we're running away from anything we don't have to fight.
Pretty much. Throughout the run, of course, sometimes, being that this is a Final Fantasy game, sometimes we will get preemptive strikes, which guarantee that we can run, or we will get ambushes, which let the enemies take an entire turn worth of attacks at us. For every ambush, I'm going to pop $1 into the kitty, so we're going to donate $1 per ambush that we get. I've got pen and paper in front of me, but if you want to keep count with me, or join us on this wonderful quest of donating money to the wonderful Malala Fund, please go right ahead.
I will also be matching Debbie. Additionally, this run can be occasionally a little rude. And there is a chance that at any moment I could get into an encounter that will wipe. Well, not any moment, but there will be plenty of safety saving along the way because some of these fights can be a little scary. If I wipe, I will donate $10 for every time I wipe.
But yeah, so we're at the opening scene, of course. Garland will knock you all down. The only other thing, though, is we went and grabbed that leather hat because we turned them into judgment staves, which are a weapon you can get in the 4th bonus dungeon. They normally let you cast Flare, the most powerful black magic, but they swing hard enough that we're gonna give Garland a concussion. All right, Garland's got a concussion. He's good.
Yeah, just bonk him over the head.
All right, save the princess. Runs over. It's been a pleasure. I'm Demerine. I'm being told that the estimate's an hour and 40 minutes, but you saved Sarah in 3.
Yeah, that... I mean, that's about par for course.
Oh god, we gotta save the entire world now? It seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, but, you know, that's the power of the doof.
Just want to break in for just a second and celebrate we hit 50K. So
Yo.
let's keep on pushing for that Bayonetta 2 goal at 52.
Wow, that's amazing. Y'all are so generous. This is great.
Yeah. Imagine if we hit that Bayonetta bonus run before this one run ends. That would be wild.
Yeah, look, your 50 grand is getting us a bridge too, and that's great. But 52K, Bayonetta 2 is such a fun speedrun. It is just pure action and exceptional skill at a beat 'em up that's so hard that, you know, normally, casually, it can be such a difficult game, and of course the speedrunners always make it look so easy.
Yeah. In the meantime, we're just waiting for the King's Builders to build a bridge.
Because it has something to do with the prophecy to save the world. We need this bridge to go get a boat.
Yeah, as it turns out, it's the only way out of town. Which is really good game design, you know, constrain the player to just the opening area until they beat the first boss, but now we gotta go.
I've seen more goblins today than I usually ever do in a run of this game.
Right? But now, we're at one of my favorite moments in the original Final Fantasy, which is this beautiful cutscene that we get to skip because PSP is a good game.
Yeah, GBA is less of a good game because you don't get to skip it, so you get to see all about the prophecy and how you're the 4 warriors of light, fated to save the world with the 4 crystals and destroy all of evil. We're totally going to do that.
Yeah. Of course, it also plays the prologue, which is one of my personal favorite Final Fantasy tracks.
Cool, these are wolves. Wolves have higher agility, they're hard to run from. Sometimes we will fail to run. It is bad.
Yeah.
One of the more popular meme donation incentives for FF1 runners is failed runs, the donation incentive. I'm pretty glad we're not doing that one because wolves are literally the worst. So we're going to flip over to this Judgment Staff, and we might end up seeing Flare go off here just to get us out of this encounter sometime before the end of the run.
Yeah. Like, that's a kind of common pattern that I was hoping to not show off until a little bit later, but usually when we start getting it a little bit later, I will have 3 people run away, and then the 4th person try and, hey, there's your first donation.
Ow, my wallet. Also, ow, 5 wolves. These are also going to be a pretty high ambush rate because, you know, they're sneaky wolves, and so we're going to probably set up to flare these 2 because we've already failed a button, and now we get the first turn run. Good job.
Right?
You
The
can
game
run
knows.
Yep, you can run by pushing L or R, which is faster because it makes everybody run, or you can menu it, which is slower, but allows you to do things like run with 3 characters and fire away with the 4th one to attempt to use a sweeper to clear the room.
Yeah, that's more like what I expect.
Yep. Thieves have a increased run chance, but even then it's not like 100% or anything. Here's Mickey the pirate. He's got his pirate crew. We're going to switch our tactics here. We are going to use those judgment staves to, well, look, we're going to set some pirates on fire. It's a theme throughout the run.
Yeah, for better or worse, we can't run away here.
The interesting thing is that the fighter does not get to use the judgment staff because their intelligence is so low that the judgment staff is not guaranteed to kill pirates.
Yeah, unlike the NES version of Final Fantasy 1, magic spells do scale based off your intelligence stat, and that includes held items.
Yep, we do get a possible optional item glitch here that we could do if we really wanted to get a mage staff right now. We did get the leather shield drop from the pirates, which can be converted into a mage's staff, which lets you cast fire too. It's not strictly necessary, We're gonna go buy Fire 2 later and just use that, or well, Fyra in this version.
Now
Cool,
it's time for everyone's favorite part of Final Fantasy 1, the 15 puzzle.
Oh, I thought we were gonna sail the 7 seas with Vicky the pirate, but no. Well, we're gonna play sliding number puzzle games.
Now, I will be concentrating, so Debbie, if you want to talk about what's going on and why I'm doing this nonsense.
So we're gonna slide the numbers into place, and we're gonna get a reward based on how good we are at sliding the numbers into place. In the GBA version, you need to be extremely good at sliding the numbers into place because what you're looking for is a item that you can only get if you finish in 30 seconds or less. This time, we're gonna let the timer run. We're gonna chill for a sec. We're gonna need to get the second prize. The second prize gives us a 1 in 6 chance of getting a very important item, which is the emergency exit. Normally you cannot get the exit spell, which lets you instantly leave a dungeon for free, until after class promotion, so fairly deep into Final Fantasy 1. However, the emergency exit is an item that if we get it, it is again a 1 in 6 chance per time that we get the second prize. We will be able to use it in a very important spot in the game, deep in Earth Cave, where there is problems and badness. We can teleport out of that because that place is terrifying.
Yeah, I'm gonna try 4 times, just because I don't like Earth Cave. Obviously, it does take about 30 seconds per attempt. Going for PBs, I usually try to cut it off at 2. But since this is a marathon and I don't want to deal with Earth Cave, we're gonna go for a little more.
And of course, on PB attempts, if you don't get it, if your time is where Leggy's is on the leaderboards, if you don't get it on the first try, you usually just reset.
Yeah. Okay, 1 more, and then we just say, well, I guess we're dealing with this today,
I guess we're walking.
right?
Do I have time for a couple of donations while you're doing this?
Please
Yeah, go for
ahead.
it.
Awesome. I've got $10 from Carrie Amber. Shoutouts to my wonderful friend Leggy Starscream. Let's see how many Badoofs we can get in this run. 3, at least. We've got $50 from Cosmo Dings. $50 for 50K hype. Hype.
So,
We've
on the
got-
one hand... Oh, sorry.
Nope, go for it.
Yeah. On the one hand, we didn't get the emergency exit. On the other hand, we did get a couple of Hermes sandals, which will be useful later on.
Yeah, those will let us speed up a couple things in the game later on, which is a little bit useful. I guess it's an okay consolation prize, all things considered.
Yeah.
So you hop in and out of the castle there, by the way, because it resets your walking threat. Walking threat in this game is random. You gain so much threat per step, but that is a random range, and then you get encounter after so many steps when the threat number gets higher than the threat value for the screen that you're on. But by transitioning into what is a town session, you end up saving 2 steps and resetting your threat there. So preferably you don't get an encounter in that first section of forest and then reset your threat and get a ton of free steps, basically.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get that, of course, because this run is going other than the 15 puzzles swimmingly so far.
Yeah. Like, all in all, this has been a fairly decent start to the run.
Yeah, the early game is where you end up with a lot of variability because you've got to get lucky with runs because running is hard, and you've got to decide if you're going to J staff or not because casting flare takes 8 seconds, or lots of things, honestly.
Mm-hmm. And then you overshoot the door. It's fine.
Yeah, I've overshot that door more than I care to admit. Problem is that I play a lot of NES, and also the stairs put you out on slightly different tiles in the NES version. Mm-hmm. So whenever I'm derusting this game, invariably you'll see me walk in and out of stairs a couple of times as I try to remember what tile I'm getting kicked out on.
Yeah, the worst one is the first floor of Earth Cave.
That one is pretty bad.
It puts you out on the tile opposite the direction you need to go. So if your instinct is to just go the way you need to, you'll just wind up walking straight back onto the staircase.
All right, we're going to heal the party because it is important that we remain healed for this part because we're going to fight Pisco demons who, even though we're wearing knight's armor and we're pretty well protected from physical attacks, they can still do a lot of damage, but we're gonna go first because luck is good, and we're just gonna instantly off them.
Would not have minded if the fighter had gotten punched a few times, but, you know, I'll take a first turn as well.
Cool hat.
Yee.
So we get the crown, which we're going to return to Astos, true king of the elves, who has never done an evil act in his life. I promise he's not evil. 100% not evil, in fact.
There we go.
All right, so we've escaped from Marsh Cave successfully. We've made it outside. If we were behind on experience, we would consider stabbing that ogre, but we're not behind on experience at all.
Yep, because we got enough Pisco demons that we can see anywhere between 2 and 4. Plus, we took those extra wolf packs earlier.
Yeah, 2, if you take absolutely no encounters, only get 2 Pisco demons, and then fight Astos, you actually come up 1 encounter's worth of experience short for level 8, which is our first major checkpoint so that we can buy, because you cannot buy the spells in the town unless you have the necessary level to cast the spells. So you cannot buy level 3 magic on a black mage until you have level 8. Leggy's gonna make a save here in case the black mage dies. Black mage dying would be very bad. The first thing that Astos does is instantly kills 1 party member. It may also miss, but if the black mage dies, they won't get experience, and that's no good. We don't want that.
Yeah. Luckily, Astos just decided to punch the fighter, so we're totally fine. But if the black mage had died there, I would have to reset.
We may also not get the kill this turn, although I think with the extra experience, we might have hit an extra intelligence multiplier on the mage.
No, but I think we've got enough from the swings.
Yeah, that was a good thief swing for 90, so we should we're good.
And then there's the 2 levels on Vivi pushing us up to level 6. I mean, from level 6 to 8.
Right, and if we've been talking to NPCs and figuring out what the actual plot is, we're actually getting Matoya's crystalline eye from the evil King Astos, who's actually evil, and for some reason won't fight us without the crown. I don't know. If I were evil, I would be fighting the heroes at all possible opportunities. And so we're going to bring this back to Matoya, who's going to give us, ouch, some stuff. And we're going to get ambushed by wolves again, because that's what wolves do.
Yep. Anyway, we're just going to be walking around for a little bit, so if you have a few more donations to read, now would be a perfect time.
Sure thing. I've got $50 from Kate Lib C that says, "Hi Leggy and Dim, you're really rad friends and I love seeing the both of you speedrun RPGs. Good luck on your run, Leggy. Less than 3, less than 3, less than 3.
Aww.
We've also got $80 from Goop Sausage that says, "There's a video game based on the 2001 webcomic 8-Bit Theater and no one told me? Here's some money."
Oh.
We've got $50 from Royal Blue Wizard that says, "Donating to show support. I remember your practice runs where you explained that I'm here to kill chaos. That's my mission. I may not know much about this run, but I only know one thing. I want to kill chaos. Need to. It's not a hope or a dream. It's like a hunger, a thirst. Good luck completing your mission, Leggy."
Yeah, so I am going to patch up the party a little bit. We stopped in, we bought Fyra and Thundara, Fire 2 and Lit 2 if you've played the NES version. We also picked up a couple of gold needles, aka soft potions, aka if the cockatrices decide to petrify my party, I have it out.
Yeah, it's a very important just in case. Even in like the versions where you don't have basically infinite money, you still try to sneak in 2 or 3 as a very important just in case. But we're going to grab 11 because we've got the money and it's faster to menu that way. But yeah, Fire to Fyra and Thundara are AoE spells, which are important. Also, later on, we'll get some equipment that boosts our intelligence so high that they do enough damage to sweep up most packs in the game.
Yeah, we won't be needing to pick up anything other than Blizzara for the rest of our combat suite.
Wolves. The other nice thing about Fyra and Thundara is that instead of the 8-second casting time of Flare, they only take about like 3 seconds to use, so it's a lot more efficient.
Yeah, and in particular, Thundara is about 1 second faster per cast than Fyra. It is actually a bit of a difference maker.
Yeah, so if we can kill it with lightning, we will. Otherwise, we'll have to use fire. Most of the encounters that we're trying to deal with the lightning magic, though, are going to be either wolves right now, or if we catch the Sahagin Big Eye pack on the ocean, we're going to definitely lightning that down because they do have the ability to paralyze.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so Matoya gave us the Jolt Tonic. The tonic of jolting. The energy drink.
Yeet. What flavor do you think the Jolt Tonic is?
What flavor is Jolt Tonic? I mean, given the way that the king reacts, it's probably just like pure ginseng or something.
Yeah, the other thing going on right now that is worth noting is I'm paying attention to the HP totals on my fighter and thief because I want them low for later. I'll explain why when we get there.
Yeah, but there's a sweet spot. It's like under 60.
Yeah. So they will not be getting any healing at all until we get past the section where I need them weak for. Or unless they get down to, like, super critical low health.
All right, but we've got this Jolt Tonic. We're going to bring it back. We're going to hand it off to the prince's chancellor, who's going to force it down the prince's throat because he is asleep and, needs to be woken up. It's very potent. And the prince, of course, who is super excited about being awake finally because it wakes him up from magical sleep, is like, hey, I had a dream, and during this weird dream, I gave my key away to somebody. It was probably you. This seems like a good idea. Here, take the key to my kingdom.
Yeah.
Don't forget to loot my stuff.
Oh, and we are definitely going to loot the stuff. Well, we're going to loot half the stuff. We don't want to take everything. That would be rude. But we'll take the equipment.
Welcome to Thieves' Armlets. Thieves' Armlets do a couple things. They increase our party's accuracy, which means that we hit more often. Hit rate doesn't really change how often, or it doesn't really change how much damage you do. It changes how often you hit. So you'd see when you swing, you can see 1 hit or 2 hits. More accuracy means more hits. We also get more defense out of this, obviously. The important thing, though, and you cannot see it on this screen, is these also give 5 agility apiece. And that increases our chances of taking turns earlier than our enemies, and it increases our chances to run. This, of course, is very good. We'll get even better agility gear later, but for now, this is what we can make, so we do.
Additionally, we slap Sage Staves on the White Mage and Thief, which are just mostly stat sticks for our purposes. I think they give a healthy boost to intelligence.
Yep, they give a solid boost to intelligence and let you cast Life 1 in combat. Casting Life 1 in combat, however, is very bad because in Final Fantasy 1, all life magic resurrects party members except for, Life 2, which will resurrect you to, or it's called full life, to full health. Every other life spell resurrects you to 1 hit point, which in combat is a bit of a liability.
Hey, it's the only one you need.
Yeah, but what if you wake up and get Fire 3 in the face or something and you just fall back
Well, that would be
over?
bad.
That would be
they
bad,
did-
she says, so matter of fact.
Clearly, what they just need to do is implement, like, res immunity like 14.
Yeah, I get like 6 turns of res immunity. That would be great. I could just stand there and do nothing for like 5 turns. Fantastic.
But in the meantime, we grabbed a stick of TNT out of the Corderia treasury because apparently the key works on that too.
3. Yeah, apparently everyone's got the same key. It's like you've got like the master key to all the kingdoms because, you know, when the rings were forged, the elves got stronger rings than the humans, and so, you know, the elven key works in their doors or something. I don't know. Is this like a Lord of the Rings thing? I don't know what game system we're in right now.
Well, this is a bad D&D campaign, and we all know that D&D is just knock-off war game Lord of the Rings. So
Yeah, so
I guess this is like Lord of the Rings' grandchild.
Yeah, I guess you're right. This is weird. This is strange. I've never made the Lord of the Rings comparison before. I usually go for the D&D joke. I'm so lost right now. But dwarves have Scottish accents for some reason. They're like, "Hey, yo, I know how to use this TNT. We need to clear out because otherwise we're gonna get blown up."
And as you'll see, that was a wise choice.
Because holy heck, we just blow up an entire tile. One tile of land gets completely destroyed.
Not just any tile, but one overworld tile. Do you know how big those things are?
Yeah, they're like the size of the adventurers, aren't they?
Yes, they are the size of the adventurers.
Perfect. We can fit adventurers through there now.
Heck yeah. But you know what else is the size of an adventurer?
The boat?
Boat.
So wait, if the boat is the size of an adventurer, but we're a party of 4 adventurers, do they like stand on top of each other on the boat? Is like the white mage just carrying everybody on their shoulders?
Well, here's the real question. Where's the rest of the party right now? I only see one person.
That's a really good question, actually. I'm not sure.
And you know, like, the lore would make sense if the fighter wasn't a Bidoof, because, you know, then you could just say, oh, well, the other 3 are the Pokeballs. But Vivi's the Pokemon trainer. And a Bidoof is the map sprite.
Ah. I guess that Bidoof really wants to be the very best.
Like, no one ever was.
We're going to buy a set of steel gloves here, by the way, because we're going to use them to make some swords. We're making barbarian swords. So these are not in the original Final Fantasy. These are not in the GBA Final Fantasy. These are the exclusive PSP-only swords from the final form of the final boss of the final extra dungeon of the game. That's the only way you can get them. You have to do the final dungeon perfectly, because it's on a timer, and finish each segment under the timer to get the ultimate final boss, and then defeat it in combat, and you'll get a barbarian sword. Let's be real, if you can do that, you didn't need the barbarian sword, but here it is anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, time for my next safety save. Because that's right, we're at every single Final Fantasy player's favorite dungeon, the Earth Cave.
You misused the word favorite.
Yes.
So,
Sorry.
continuing the running plot of Final Fantasy 1, when you reach the town of Melmond, if you actually talk to the people there, well, which we're not doing because this is a speed run, not a conversational run, they'll tell you that, hey, the undead have poured forth from the Cave of Earth and corrupted our town. That's why we don't have, like, the ability to resurrect your party members here. It's kind of a mess. You should go kill the undead. So now we're here to go kill the undead.
Yeah, apparently they couldn't find a Belmont.
There are no whips in this game either. But yeah, a nice wide varied set of enemies in the game. There's one very annoying pack that starts showing up on this particular floor. We've already fought them once, but it's really annoying that they're back. That's right. We could potentially fight Pisco Demons down here. And Pisco Demons have a very specific flag attached to them. You're not allowed to run from them.
Yep. So in Final Fantasy 1, whether or not you're allowed to run from an encounter is tied to the particular pack. Oh god, I might be dead.
Oh no. Well, we safety save, but just keep hitting Bidoof. It's fine.
So,
Which Bidoof? Don't care.
Debbie, do you want to explain Stun Touch?
Yeah, Stun Touch or Paralysis Touch has a chance to be applied by undead enemies of the zombie family, and they swing multiple times. They don't hit very hard, but these can hit up to 3 times. And of course, if you're stunned, you have a chance to break stun every turn. It is 25% at the end of the turn to break stun. Oh god, there's a vampire in the screen. Shoot, I missed it. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to explain that too.
Look, we just smacked the vampire in the face with a sword, and it's fine.
Cool, we've slain the undead. We've slain the undead and saved Melmond. Is the game over yet?
Well, we got this ruby, and if we talk to the NPCs in Melmond, we learned that there's a titan who eats rubies in a nearby cave.
Yeah.
So let's go see what he knows.
Let us. So if we can potentially get stun locked by the undead. Any character can thankfully use the judgment staves that we have. So if we get down to like just the white mage, it is more profitable instead of running just to blow them up, because if you fail to run and they get stunned, you get to sit there and wait on those 1 out of 4 rolls for a while you slowly watch your health get whittled away and your time disappear, and you become very sad if you're a speedrunner. Like, it's the saddest thing.
Yeah, the nice thing about the AoE pack is, as AoE spells, is as long as they go off, the fight will be over. As long as I'm using the right one.
Yeah, the big thing is that the undead those particular undead all have very low health totals, so just firing off the judgment staff will clean house. Yeah,
and as you saw, we got ambushed by them, which meant that it was entirely possible that my entire party could have come out of that first turn paralyzed.
It's highly unlikely, thankfully. The game has weighted melee attacks as well. Enemies are more likely to melee the top character in your lineup at a rate of... In NES, is it the same in NES and PSP GBA? Because it was 50, 25, 12.5, 12.5 in NES. I've never looked into if it's exactly the same in this, but it is still weighted so that your top 2 characters do get attacked more often.
Yeah, I believe they keep the same ratio throughout. It also applies to single target spells and abilities as well.
Heck yeah.
Or at least that's true at NES. I don't know whether or not that changes in this, but in general, the fighter is up there to get punched a lot here in the early game.
Yeah, the fighter has a big pool of hit points and we need to whittle it down, so every hit the fighter takes is good for the rest of the team.
Yep.
Cool, Titan's happy. We did it. We fed the Titan. Titan is very happy and walks off and stops blocking the hallway. There are some treasures below the Titan. We don't get them because we have barbarian swords.
Yeah. We have better gear than anyone would rightfully have at this stage of the game. And even in speedruns where you don't have glitched endgame gear, you ignore the Titan's Trove, usually.
But yeah, things going pretty smoothly. We had to walk out of Earth Cave, which is fine. But behind there's a cave down here. It is Sardis Cave. There's an old sage who is on sabbatical?
Basically.
Vacation. He's on vacation, basically. He's big chilling in a cave out in the middle of nowhere, which, like, goals, but he's like, here, have this inanimate carbon rod.
It's a crowbar.
Is it a crowbar? It's just a crowbar, huh?
Yeah, and he's like, you know, good job killing the vampire. That's not the fiend of the earth. Take this.
Just
go finish the job.
Wait, with a crowbar? That's very personal. But we have barbarian swords. What do we need a crowbar for?
Look, he's just confused. He thinks this is Half-Life.
Oh no.
But yeah, while we're backtracking back down into Earth Cave, if there are any other donations, now would be a great time for them.
Sure thing. See, I've got $100 from Nonsense Synapse. It says, what a lovely surprise to see another speedrunning marathon. Let's go, Badoof. Let's go, Badoof. I've got $25 from Epsilon Delphine. That's hi, Leggy and Dim. Good luck on the run. Got $5 from Frozen Flygon. Hi, Leggy. Hi, Demerine. Thank you for being part of the reason why I decided to go to my first GDQ way back when. I wouldn't be here otherwise. Less than 3. Good luck and hoping for good RNG.
Aw.
Aw.
Got $5 from Silver Moon 9000. It says, bullies the cute Leggy. Good luck.
Oh, shucks.
It's always nice hearing from all of these people that we know and are wonderful members of the speedrunning community as well. So.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we're running back down in Earth Cave. Yeah, if you have to keep going, please. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Cool. We've got $30 from Bibarel that says, well done everyone for getting to 50K. Here, have $10 per Badoof. Make me proud, my children. Let's embrace the chaos. Donation goes to Chat's Choice. The first incentive mentioned wins. Chat, you got a choice. Let's see, I've also got $25 from Mercurius59. I feel like Vivi is writing the Bidoof. Bidoof Cavalry forever. Keep up the good work, Leggy.
I support this lore.
Yeah, Vivi's small. It's cool.
Got $25 from Queen Mabs that says, let's hit that Bayonetta 2 goal. I agree, let's hit Bayonetta 2. We're getting there. Got another like $2,000 to go. Got $25 from Guiren. Let's, sorry, that was the one I just read. I've never understood how a rat tail changes your job.
Well,
look, Bahamut's a collector. It's fine.
Yeah. And now we come to every Final Fantasy runner's favorite boss.
Wait, you're using the word favorite wrong again. Here's Lich. Lich has a chance to cast Blizzara Ice 2 on the first turn, and if that happens, guess what? We're dead. Completely dead. 100% dead. Totally dead.
If that happens, we try again. There is a reason this is the single most common, like, safety save spot.
Yeah, but since we're in the middle of Pokemon Sword right now and not, like, another Pokemon game, we have swords. It rules.
Yeah. Luckily, we outturned Lich. We stabbed him twice. And
we get...
he crumbled to dust.
And we get our first copy of Pokemon Crystal. When we collect all 4, we can speedrun the game.
Heck yeah.
This has now become Vivi's quest to become a Pokemon Crystal speedrunner.
I believe this.
And if you're playing this casually, this does open up, or if you're doing like full bestiary, this opens up the first of the optional dungeons, Earth Gift Shrine. We're not going there, but it's there if you want it.
Yeah, the 4 dungeons that will unlock as we hit various checkpoints are initially from the GBA port of this game, the Dawn of Souls edition. And they're really neat. They have like a certain number of floors, but they're chosen randomly from a larger pool of possible floors that you could be accessing. And at the end of them, each of the dungeon has 4 bosses taken from other Final Fantasy games, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
In that order, in fact. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
you know, it also leads to one of the harder optional bosses in the game. There's a couple of pretty hard ones, but in terms of difficulty, you can fight the Phantom Train in this game. It uses Acid Rain basically every turn, which is a massive non-elemental damage spike that just crushes your entire party every turn until either the train goes down to damage or you just get washed away.
And more importantly, unlike in Final Fantasy VI, monks in this game do not know suplex.
Boo. So if we were talking to NPCs, you can actually go back and talk to Sarda as well as the people of Melbourne. They go tell you, hey, the rest of the sages are not on vacation. They're still working. They work at a Crescent Lake though, so you know, lakeside views, real nice office, real pretty area here around the lake. You should go talk to them. They know what's up.
And so we got to get past, you know, some trolls, some giants, the occasional scorpion, snake pack.
Oh, you mean land lobsters?
Yes.
God, just make it. Look, see, land lobsters. But before we go and talk to the sages, we're gonna go grab a pair of mithril gloves, and we're gonna grab an axe too. We're gonna use this for our next stage of equipment glitching.
Yeah, I am going to take the moment to sell these extra Knight's Armors. I will need the money at some point, and now's just a good time to do it.
Yeah, we're in a shop. So speaking of that higher agility gear, we're going to go ahead and make some black garb for our party. Basically, it's ninja gear. Not to be confused with the black shirt from Final Fantasy 1. But what we do is we have to change our formation here to actually finish the equipping, because of how the equipment glitch works is that the person in the first slot, the person who we're starting from, which in this case is the fighter, has to legally be able to equip the piece of gear that we're using. So what ends up happening is that we use the mithril axe to swap people over to black garb, and we cannot put black garb on the fighter here, which is fine. The fighter, well, ostensibly needs to take a little bit more damage, which we'll fix in Ice Cave later. The other thing, of course, is that the black garb does increase our run chance, which is really nice. It increases our agility, and we put knives. We put knives on our mages. Lust daggers are from, I think, the third form of the final boss in the final dungeon. They're the best melee weapons for mages. They give a massive agility and accuracy boost to go with the massive agility and accuracy boost from the black garb. So we're gonna use it to one-shot some enemies, and I think we're gonna get our grind on soon, right? We're gonna get some experience points.
Oh yeah, because like one of the big things is, yeah, we can get all this really nice gear. We can even eventually find our way into some elemental resistant gear. But the big thing that can really stop this party right now is just magic. Any big AoE magic, especially non-elemental, will do just a massive pile of damage to our party right now. Not to mention, there's some spells at level 4 and 5 that we really want for our party. So, luckily, this is the one and only grind spot we really need to worry about, but it is immensely important.
Yeah, the major thing when we gonna talk about experience in Final Fantasy is that we're talking about hit point growth in particular. Basically, every character has a primary stat, i.e. a stat that they'll gain points in every level. The fighter, it's hit points. So the fighter always gets a hit point growth, I think a minimum of 25. It might be a little higher than that, but so don't hold me to the exact numbers. But you can also have a 25% chance on each level of getting a larger growth. Either you get 1 point in a stat, or you get the large HP growth as opposed to the like 5 to 10 HP growth that you normally get per level. So we kind of count on getting a couple of breaks and getting a couple of those on the Black Mage. The actual HP you gain is based on your vitality stat. So as your vitality goes up, if you get lucky with vitality growth, you can have your HP catch up later, and there's a lot to think about there. But basically, we want to have, like, at the end game, we want to have a couple of hundred hit points on everybody. You want to be over, like, 240 on everyone.
Yeah. If we don't quite make it, it's not that big of a deal. but it's a good ballpark to shoot for.
Yeah, we don't need a ton of hit points, but it, just a little bit is going to help immensely for getting through a couple of the big hitters in the end game.
Yeah.
So Ice Cave, it's cold. It's full of the undead. Wraiths and Inspectors thankfully only have Blind Touch, which reduces your accuracy a little bit.
Oh, thank goodness that was a preemptive.
Dark Wizards know Fire 3, they know Firaga, and if they have a decent chance to both be preemptives and ambushes, if they ambush us, it's really bad times. Because then they have a chance of casting Fire 3, which, again, mentioning hit points and not having elemental resistances yet, they will scorch this party directly into the icy floor.
Yeah, the Ice Cave is like one of those other just really scary parts of this run.
I saw 4 Dark Wizards with the pop-up above their head, and I had a moment.
Yup. Yeah, unfortunately, I can't Thundara down the Pisco Demons anymore because we took the Sage's Staff off of the Black Mage. So I have to go back to using the Judgment Staff here to take them out.
Yeah, you can try to use Thundara. It's a damage range, but if you don't kill all of them, it's a waste of time. So you might as well just fire with the big one. Here's the Evil Eye. We're gonna stand in front of it for a minute. We want the Evil Eye to cast. We would prefer that the Evil Eye cast Thundara here, because we want the 2 mages to die.
Yeah, I forgot my mages were at slightly lower HP than I really want right now.
Yep, we want the 2 mages to survive, and we want the 2 fighters to get struck by lightning. Perfect. First turn. Heck yeah.
And I'm very glad I healed that Black Mage.
Yeah, that was nearly lethal. That was a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Like, I have not seen a triple-digit Thundara, like, pretty much ever. But here we are.
We got the Lava Stone.
Yep, we're going to patch the party up for safety here, because even though it's unlikely that we're going to die, because we should get the first turn every time against Evil Eyes, we're going to take a safety save and then also just make sure that we patch up the mages, just in case of something going pear-shaped.
Yeah, because you'll notice we're taking steps on and off the tile to do the eye refight. We can still get random encounters on the off tile, and if it's something nasty that ambushes us, we could lose the grind. But yeah.
Go ahead.
We're going to take this up to level 18. This next fight should get us 15 on both.
But yeah, you can see we're very comfortably getting the first turn every single turn, which is exactly what we want. And doing far more health than the Evil Eye has in damage, which is obviously perfect.
Yeah, I think now's a really good time to just talk about how PSP has honestly had a couple of different routes over the years, and very recently there's been some new optimizations that allow you to skip getting the rat's tail so that you don't have to promote your party anymore. It's super marathon unsafe. But it's also a little bit faster.
Yeah, it's basically that you end up like YOLOing on Chaos, which tends to be kind of how the speedruns for Pixel Remaster go, and it tends to be how the speedruns for GBA go to a degree. But basically, it was a discovery that you could potentially kill Chaos without full power Aalaizah on the White Mage. Usually get full power of Aalaizah because we're going to go into, we end up going into Castle Ordeals, or whatever, they call it the Citadel of Trials in this version, but you end up going in there, grabbing the rat's tail and promoting, but you also grab a healing stave while you're in there, which you can convert into Lordly Robes, which give you a massive intelligence boost. It's 15 per each, they are, of course, last optional dungeon equipment.
Yeah.
And you put 3 of them on your party members. Like, you'll notice again, we've been putting like chest armor on people's heads and things. Completely normal.
The interesting thing about the way that the equipment works in this game, and honestly I think a lot of versions of FF1, is that armor isn't really differentiated in code. It just checks whether or not things go in the right slot when you pull up the menu of what you can equip. But as it turns out, you can equip any piece of armor to any slot, and the game really doesn't care.
There is one thing it cares about, which is that shields have block animations in this game, which are coded in. If you put a non-shield item in your shield slot that does not have an animation or a blank animation associated with it, if the person equipped with it tries to block, you'll hard lock the game.
So the route does do a very good job of picking out specific items to put into that shield slot. Namely, ribbons and lordly robes are known to be safe. So we will be equipping those and those alone in our shield slots.
Yeah, and you can do some pretty good blocking with a ribbon apparently, but we're gonna tie it around our offhand, and it's gonna be great. So yeah, we're gonna do the safe route though, because safety's important for marathons, and we're not doing like world record PB attempts, because after the couple of problems in the early game running away, this probably would have been reset anyway. But here we are, going through the desert. I have wiped in this desert once. It is theoretically possible to die there. It requires incredibly bad luck with one particular enemy. Sandworms can show up here. Sandworms, no earthquake, which is just an AoE instant kill. And if it strikes your entire party, you can wipe.
Yeah.
It was in a run that I was doing offline. I deleted the recording because I didn't want to see it ever again.
Yeah, sadly, failed to run away from these sphinxes, but they aren't actually that scary.
Sphinxes are one of the more annoyingly high agility enemies in the game, though. They have like the 3rd highest evasion of a regular enemy in the game, I think it is. So like
something like that.
It's up there. I think it's like Sphinx's nightmares and then air elementals, I believe, if I remember correctly.
That sounds about right. Anyway, welcome to the Citadel of Trials, where everything's made up and you always go to the bottom pillar.
Yep, you always go to the furthest south exit if there is more than one exit in a room. This isn't even randomized. I don't even know why we're doing this.
Oh, frick.
We're not doing the other meme incentive, which is try to run from an unrunnable encounter. Minotaur zombies are unrunnable.
Yeah, and like, that's always one of those where I always forget for like half a second, and sometimes my fingers just go to the oops, I'm running. Luckily, with a single Minotaur zombie, it's not that bad of a punish, but there are some points where making that mistake can be painful.
Please run. Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Mind Flayers have trance. I believe it's called Mind Blast in this version, but basically, we lovingly call it the trance dance because it makes everybody stand in place. We really need to figure out a better name for that one.
It is an AoE non-elemental stun.
Yep, and of course, again, if all your members are stunned, the sorcerers or mind flayers will start meleeing your party for exactly 1 hit point each. And you'll be like, that's not so bad. I mean, okay, they hit 3 times. They can melee your party for 3 hit points apiece. There's one problem, since this is based on D&D, mind flayers have a very specific ability. It's Death Touch. That's right. They can just completely wipe out your party by meleeing them.
Yep. It's gross.
It's horrifying. We also don't try to run from nightmares because they're high agility, so it's just usually not worth it.
Yeah.
Also,
plus,
filling out the experience curve.
Yeah. We do need a little bit of extra experience. Ideally, we're trying to get the thief up to about 15 once we get out of the volcano. That's usually not going to happen, but it's always nice when it does. Yep. Additionally, we need the black and white mage to be on level 19 before we leave here.
Yeah, because we got to do some shopping.
Yee.
There's only like 7 rats in the world of Final Fantasy, by the way, and that's why the rat tail is so valuable.
Yeah.
Right, you get attacked by a dragon zombie here. Get the level. Yep, if you need to fill out the levels, that tile lets you fight more than one of. You can fight that encounter over and over again, and it's decent experience, so you can fill out pretty quickly.
Like, I will never say no to a dragon zombie grind.
Yeah, we gotta go see the king.
We saw him earlier. He attacked us after we handed over a crown.
Different king.
Oh yeah, he gave us a bridge.
Other king.
I had a bit of a scare there.
Yeah, I was sweating it a little bit there too, but the preemptive popped.
Yeah.
So yeah, we've met the king of the elves, who's evil. We've met the king of Corneria, who's not evil, I guess. So now we've got to go and see more kings. We've still got kings to visit, so we're gonna go visit the king of the dragons now. That's right. It's your favorite dragon, Bahamut.
And Bahamut's like, yo, sweet rat tail. Let me power you up.
So he gives us all headbands.
Yeah, which give the fighter and thief the ability to use magic, the white and black mage the ability to use better magic, and also just sweet new outfits to go with it. I'm still sad that in the remakes of Final Fantasy I, they moved away until the Pixel remaster from the original Black Wizard sprite, which is just aggressively Bishonen.
Yo, the promoted Black Mage in Final Fantasy I original gets swole. It's like, have you been lifting? And it's like, well, yeah, of course.
The books aren't going to lift themselves.
Yeah, I mean, that book that lets you cast Flare, very heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. We're going to buy a fairy in a bottle here, and we're going to buy 11 giant sonics here, which we'll need for the end of the game. The bottled fairy, of course, lets us get the Oxyale, which gives us access to Sea Shrine, because, you know, if you've been talking to the NPCs in the game, they tell you, hey, there was a fairy in the town of Gaia, but we're not sure where it went, but I think it was captured in a bottle or something, and you can probably go buy it in the desert. And then you get to Gaia and you release it. The other thing, though, is that giant sonics increase your maximum hit points by 200. This is how we're going to fill the gap on Chaos, in particular, in terms of health, because Chaos does use AoEs that can hit as high as 400 damage, potentially, if we get through the spell list deep enough. We probably won't, but it could happen.
Yeah. And, like, the thing to note about the giant sonics is that they last for one battle. They're not like golden apples in other Final Fantasy games where it's a permanent HP boost.
That'd make things too easy, but, you know, they're also expensive, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's make more Knight's Armors. It'd be fine.
Yep.
That's right. That's right. We're going to do a forgery. So, yeah, there's the Oxyale, which is basically just water with bubbles in it, which we're going to need later. Yeah.
So you're saying it's soda?
It's basically soda, yeah. So we're gonna go stop in a volcano first, though, rather than going underwater. So here is Gurgu Volcano, or Mount Gulg in this version. Leggy is going to take care to step on as many of these damage tiles as possible, because she wants the party to take as much damage as possible, because she really doesn't like the ninja, because, you know, he decided to, like, you know, live while the fighter is dead. I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, we're really staying on the damage tiles because you cannot get encounters on them.
Yeah, so one of my favorite things from a community in this game is that in Toku Heroes Final Fantasy I GBA notes, the section for the volcano says, "You want to be the world's worst, the floor is lava player ever."
You want to be
And it
real
makes
bad.
me laugh every single time.
Yeah, Toku Hero is one of the runners of basically all of the Final Fantasy I versions, and a general gentleman and scholar of the game. So,
Yeah.
well, we're gonna book it because we don't want to fight anything. I said we don't want to fight anything. Thanks.
Oh dear.
That's
This
unrunable.
is some gnarly look in the volcano.
Yeah, this has been a really terrible volcano dive.
You know, I hate to say it about the fire elemental, but that's never happened before.
We're gonna use up all of our potions that we can here because we're not gonna need them anymore after this dungeon. But yeah, I've not seen a fire elemental down here. It's pretty rare.
Yeah.
At least you realize that they're unrunnable because I forgot.
Well, the thing to remember about elementals is that the only elemental that you can run away from is the air elemental.
But they're everywhere, Stella. Everywhere is air elemental.
I know, right? It's wild.
So your fighter who's been napping is not very strong right now. So it can take 2 turns to take down Marilith, but
Yeah.
third swing, no problem. The ninja, of course, is very powerful because the ninja's been alive and gotten a few more levels.
Mm-hmm. And also, that was a bit of a low roll from the fighter, which is, unfortunate, but it happens. Carrie is not very scary.
Yeah, she gets
Or
to
Marilith in this version.
She gets to take the rest of the day off. It couldn't have been Marilith in the original version because, copyright versions, but here's our second copy of Pokemon Crystal.
This one's red.
Heck yeah. And it has the name Jasmine written on the cartridge, which reduces its value, but you can still speedrun it.
Look, actually, what I think the lore is we're lighting the crystals to get all the colors we need for our Game Boy Color to actually display the Game Boy Color game Pokemon Crystal.
Let's go buy some magic.
Ah, sweet. I really need to pick up some more Modern Horizons.
Not that kind of magic. We're gonna get magic spells. The kind that let us cast haste.
And Blizzara.
But mostly haste.
Yeah, Haste, I usually refer to it as the single best spell in all of Final Fantasy I. It doubles the number of hits that a person does when attacking in melee.
Yep. But we're also gonna grab. Now we're gonna go grab the most important white magic spell, which is Healara. That's right, heal 2. We're gonna get this to scale through the roof so that we can fight Chaos with it and everybody else. And we grab Teleport on the Black Mage because it makes things. Because if we're gonna go through the process of promotion, we're gonna get our time saved for doing so.
Yeah,
We do get
Teleport. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, Teleport is a very simple spell. All it does is takes you 1 floor back in a dungeon or town.
So that means after you go forward, you can go back.
No, I don't think this is Cruise Chaser.
You remember this is unrunnable too. I'm surprised. This one usually gets me.
So that particular Ogre Mage Hellhound pack is unrunnable. It shows up in Volcano. And Hellhounds have a weak little fire AoE spell. I have wiped in a run because I forgot that was unrunnable. My party was at 1 HP.
Here's the funny thing. It's not unrunnable in Volcano.
There's 2 different versions of it.
Yep.
And
It's
I think
great.
both appear. No, the unrunnable one also appears in Volcano.
Does it?
Yes.
That's annoying. Yeah, because I've run from that in Volcano before without trouble.
Yeah.
So
But it's the one that has the extra ogre in it.
yeah.
This game can kind of be annoying because various enemy packs can feature 0 of a particular enemy. so you can occasionally get 2 packs that look identical, that are different formations, and one's runnable and one isn't. It's great.
Yep, but we're down here in Ambush Shrine now. There's also a bunch of different unrunnable packs in here, of varying levels of annoyance. The Sahagan packs are incredibly annoying. Ghosts are fairly annoying. Water Elementals are a nuisance, but we'll see them later, potentially.
Yeah, Water Elementals are also worth a fair chunk of XP, so if I have to get an unrunnable pack, I'm hoping it's them.
Yeah, let it be Water Elementals, because you get a pile of experience from fighting them. Because they come in packs of like 5 to 6, you Blizzara them and you take their stuff. Here's the Rosetta Stone, or the Slab. The scholars have been using this to learn older and older versions of Elvish. But we're gonna top off our mana. We're gonna cast Teleport twice.
I'm also going to top off the hit points.
Yep.
Yeah. And at this point, we're going to run a little deeper into the Sunken Shrine. So we've got time for like 2 or 3 donations if you got any.
Awesome. Sounds good. I have $10 from Toro Kasi that says, "Hey Leggy, good luck and hopefully your Pikachu has a good nature." Wait. Got $25 from Kyrop Terror. Looking forward to seeing the original FF broken over someone's knee. Good luck to all the runners and thanks to GDQ and FF for always supporting such good causes.
Yeah, I have also recently picked up Pokemon Let's Go, hence that first donation.
I mean, we also have 3 Bidoofs, so...
Fair.
Yeah,
We also have...
Go ahead.
We have $5 from Razor350. If everyone donates the minimum right now, you'll be supporting a great cause, as well as getting to see Bayonetta 2 in the marathon. Who doesn't want more games? Especially with one of the best runners. Come on, everyone, get them in.
Yeah, and at this point, this is the 1 part of the run where I need a little bit of serious time.
Yeah, we're gonna do a very difficult equipment glitch here. We walk around the right side of this chest, by the way, because the right in front of it and to the left of it have encounters. But we need to do a bunch of different equipment glitches that actually put a bunch of different pieces of equipment on our characters here. So one of the things that we end up doing is that since this axe can be equipped by both the ninja and the fighter, we don't need to do any rearranging. But we put survival vests on the fighter, the thief, and the black mage. And then we're going to take the time now to put some lordly robes on the white mage. It is imperative, I repeat, absolutely imperative that you don't put survival vests on. If you're watching, you'll see survival vests go in the first slot, and lordly robes are pretty deep down in the 5th. And we're going to put them on every slot except for the chest piece. The reason we don't put them on the chest piece is that lordly robes apply the regen effect, so you gain a little bit of health at the end of each turn, which takes time. But the interesting thing is that if you put them in equipment slots other than the chest piece, that doesn't fire. It's weird.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the reason for that is because there aren't any pieces of equipment with a regen effect other than in the chest slot.
Yeah, there's a couple of them, and that is one of them. So the game only checks the torso slot for the regen effect, which is interesting. It's a piece of coding that is, basically efficiency saving, because why check every piece of equipment when you can only check 4?
Mm-hmm. But yeah, that equipment menu doesn't actually rear its ugly head until you start going through the final dungeon, for the most part. If you mess that up. And even then, you can still get through pretty well. It will mean that chaos is an absolute nightmare if I do that wrong.
In fact, you cannot fight chaos successfully because you cannot. Basically, what you're doing is that you're using your healing magic to outpace the lesser AoEs that chaos has early in the rotation. But if you don't do the equipment right there, you might end up just randomly realizing, oh goodness, I didn't do an equipment glitch, and now I'm gonna going to lose the Chaos fight. But here's Kraken. Kraken, normally notorious for not missing leg day, because 8 legs can hit up to 8 times in combat for, I guess in this case, since we have fairly ridiculous armor, 8 damage. Goes down to 3 swings, no problem. Easy game. Final Fantasy 1 is hard, I guess.
Look, we may or may not have slightly OP gear.
I mean, look, we did everything except for get the BFG 9000 from Doom, okay?
I think that's what a barbarian sword is, though.
It probably is. It's like the chainsaw from 2016 or something. Cool. There's our 3rd copy of Pokemon Crystal, and we're going to open up Lifespring Grotto here. This, of course, is the 3rd optional dungeon. This one is really cool because of how the randomization works in it. We're not going to go in there.
Sadly.
I mean, at least we get to skip. At least we get to skip Whisperwind Cove.
True. But that one also has Phantom Train in it, so, like, pros and cons.
Yeah, but Phantom Train's on floor 20.
Fair. We're gonna go up to the waterfall cave, and while we're going through that, we do have a little more time for donations.
Sounds good. We have $5 from Dijon Ketchup. Hey, Leggy. Hey, Leggy, you're cute. Also, Demerine's cute. Good luck on the run. Also, we should play Pokemon Unite this weekend.
Heck yeah.
I've got $25 from Mechalink. I put in VV earlier this week when I donated during Legend of Mana. I'm so glad it held. A family can be a magical construct boy and his 3 Bidoofs.
Yep, that works.
Yeah, family can be all sorts of things.
Yeah. Got $20 from Tokuher. Shoutouts to Leggy for her excellent FF1 PSP run, and thank you, Demerine, for your kind words. Happy to be members of the FF1 community with you both. Don't forget, we are still pushing for that Bayonetta 2 goal. Looks like we're about $4,000 away. And definitely still hit that tonight so that we can get our next bonus game in.
Yeah, if you don't want to see the greatest Christmas video game of all time, you're gonna make me very sad.
I keep forgetting that Bayonetta 2 is a Christmas game.
It's a Christmas. It's like the greatest Christmas video game of all time.
Heck yeah.
Okay, now I need to see this. So y'all need to help me out so I can find out how this is a Christmas game, because I have not had a chance to play it.
Well, I mean, like, you know how Die Hard's a Christmas movie?
Yeah, I mean, okay, so it's like that. I kind of figured it was something like that, but like, I gotta see this to believe it.
Fair.
Cool. We open one treasure chest here. We open one treasure. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say the Yeti's donating $5 per Flame Fatale shirt sold to Malala Fund, so make sure to check them out at theyeti.com.
Yo, shoutouts to the Yeti. When I was running this in the last Power Up with Pride, they actually made a really adorable Black Mage shirt for it, and like all of their shirts are constantly amazing, including the current that's the wrong Frame Fatale shirt, which is, you know, honestly some of their best work.
So here we opened up one treasure chest in here to get a ribbon. We turn the we basically what we end up doing here is we cheat. We take the ribbon and we turn it into a Gigantaxe. Basically, we go armor to weapon first. Both the thief and the fighter, well, in this case the knight and the ninja, can equip the Gigantaxe, and we turn it into ribbons, and we make ribbons for everybody. Well, except the Black Mage right now, because the Black Mage needs the stats from the gear that they have. Ribbons are important. Normally, you go out of your way, if you're running like GVA, you go out of your way to get all 3 of them that are normally in the middle of the game. They provide 1 armor. 1. But they also give you protection from every element in the game, having damage from all elemental spells, and reducing your chance of getting instantly killed by magic to basically 0. but we got that slab before in Sea Shrine, that Rosetta Stone, and we're going to talk to Dr. Una, noted Elvish linguist. Speaks 18 languages apparently. That's totally part of the lore, I promise. But he's going to teach us ancient Lufenian, which is one of the ancient Elven dialects, and we're going to use that to go and grab some things from Lufene later.
Immediately.
Like right now. Later is now.
Yeah, later is as soon as I, drive over there. Got to find a place to park the airship. You know how it goes.
Yeah, but they don't have convenient parking there. They haven't put a parking lot down near the town, because the town is going to be right there on our right. There's no parking lot. There's no convenient landing strip. There's nothing there. It's like in the middle of the forest, so we got to park up here and walk.
Yeah, sadly, airships cannot land in forests due to, I don't know, OSHA violations? Let's go with OSHA.
Is this OSHA's fault now? I mean,
look, I need something.
Look, have you ever tried to land an airship on a tree? They have no surface area. They're trees.
Oh,
you also can't land. You also can't land it in the swamp though, for some reason.
I mean, I remember how landing in a forest goes in the Final Fantasy IX, so I guess we finally get evidence of why you can't do that.
Could be like Final Fantasy III, where you don't even land; you just jump out of the airship.
I mean, fair.
Cool. Here's Lufene. We're going to talk to this particular elf who's like, "Hey, I know you talked to all the other plot people that told you to come here to get this chime, so I'm going to give you this chime because I trust that you've spoken to everybody in the game at this point." We haven't.
Yeah, you know the lore, right? Right?
Look, this game is older than some of the viewers, I am sure. So, I'm sure everybody knows the storyline of the fourth Final Fantasy.
But no one's betrayed us yet. Well, outside of Astos.
I'm sure everyone knows the storyline of the sixth Final Fantasy.
There's sand on Kraken's boots.
Wait, Kraken's wearing boots? This rules.
I mean, Kraken's wearing a cape.
It's a nice cape.
It's a very nice cape.
I always forget that the White Mage upgrade in this game also gives the White Mage an adorable cape as well.
Right?
That's 12.
Oh, jeez. I lost count.
I've got a piece of paper and a pen in front of me, and you took an extra step in Waterfall that cost us one. Thanks. The robot, for some reason, decided to spawn all the way on the right side of that room, which, never happens.
Look, I just wanted to make sure we supported a good cause.
The Lala Fund is a fantastic cause, and it's really, really impressive to see everybody putting that support out there. Bayonetta 2 is a good game. We should definitely get there.
Anyway, we're going to climb the Mirage Tower. There's going to be a blue dragon guarding the entrance to the floating fortress. So now would be a great time for another donation or two.
Sure thing. I've got $50 from Sven. It says, "Thanks again for everyone making this event happen. Keep up the hype. Let's break 100,000. Hype. Also, yes, let's break 100,000, because that means we're breaking 54,000 tonight and getting Bayonetta 2. I'm so stoked for Bayonetta, y'all. We also have $500 from Anonymous that says, "Happy to support such a wonderful cause." Thanks, Anonymous, for that.
Here's the blue dragon. Here's the blue dragon.
Yeah.
We've got a blue dragon.
Blue dragon donates nothing, sadly. Wait, that's 2,000 gil. How much is that worth in dollars?
I don't know if that's worth anything in dollars. Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Frick. Chat, can you help fix that? Anyway, that was an evil eye, just like the ones in the ice cave. Those are unrunnable. But they are, in fact, the only unrunnable encounter we'll find up here. Fun fact, in the original NES version, we were in space right now.
Hey, Stella,
Yeah?
how much are we donating if Warmech shows up to the party?
I think the hype is enough donation.
That's fair. I'm gonna absolutely, like, you know, start cheering, because there is a very rare encounter on one screen of Final Fantasy 1. It is an encounter called Warmech. It's actually called Death Machine in this version, because this version did some very bad things with names, and it makes me sad. But in particular, that one. The big thing about Warmech is that Warmech is runnable, but also is worth an absolute pile of experience, and basically is a boss monster on the tier of some of the last bosses of the game. Uses a massive AoE that does immense damage to the entire party, basically every turn, or it melees for like immense damage every turn. So exceptionally dangerous. The Final Fantasy 1 speedrunner rule is that if you encounter the Wild Death Machine on the road, you must kill it. This is more for pride than anything. So if we run into Warmech here, 1, there'll be hype. 2, we're gonna fight it.
Yeah. That's why I'm healing and saving now. Nope, just air elementals.
Boo.
But it is worth noting that I've never seen the Death Machine. I've only ever seen Warmech in NES version.
Oh well. Disappointment today again. Here's Tiamat, though. The Queen of Dragons is here. Because, you know, D&D and all, multiple heads. She's angry. She's like, why are you up here? And we're like, we need to get our 4th copy of Pokemon Crystal so we can speedrun it later.
That's a, like, 6-headed blue dragon, so that's better than Blue Eyes White Dragon, right?
Yeah. And, like,
Absolutely.
Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon only has 3 heads.
Yeah, so...
So it has, like, an attack value of 6,000, huh?
Yeah, something ridiculous like that.
We kill it with barbarian swords like everything else, because that's how this works.
Look, all I'm going to say is that, you know, by synchro summoning the barbarian swords into our inventory...
I can't believe that we're going to equip the barbarian sword to the Soldier of Chaos Blackluster Soldier.
Do I have time for a couple of donations?
Go for it.
Awesome. I've got $20 from Emmy Pup. Here's $20. I think that's worth 2,000 gil?
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah. Got $20 from Cap Clown. This donation is for the orb with the screaming goose inside. Sounds of ominous honking in the distance. Orb. Honk. Also got $20 from Rare Bostonian for the Christmas game. Smiley face. Been watching you GDQ since 2012. Love it.
And so now we're back where it all began.
That's right, the corridors of time.
Wait. I guess we left Robo in the waterfall cave then, but have we seen Frog at all?
Yeah, Frog is... No, wait, no, we didn't, because Frog is in the water caves.
But yeah, after lighting the 4 crystals, we learn that there's actually like a viewing platform up in the top of the Flying Fortress that reveals that the Chaos Shrine is the nexus of the four elements. Like there's an actual X on the map that you can draw that crosses this point. And so now, that's right, we're here to kill Chaos.
We're here to kill Chaos? So, white dragons of note are a bit of an exception. We can run from these, in theory. In practice, they cast Snowstorm, which does a decent amount of ice elemental damage to the party. And rather than deal with this, we're just going to go ahead and remove them from combat via direct action rather than attempting to run away.
Yeah, white dragons are notorious for causing party wipes. especially in the PSP run where it is extremely tempting just to try to run away because you can. But they are fast enough that it's honestly kind of difficult.
And even with the halved damage, they still do about 80 to 85 damage on your ribboned characters. So you can just get crushed by them. They can also ambush you. We have a lot of agility, which, you know, helps a little bit with that. But if they ambush the party and all decide to use Snowstorm, you can still just wipe out.
Yeah. Which is why we saved immediately upon entering the Return to the Chaos Shrine.
This place is heckin' dangerous. Also, if you're doing the safe route, the beginner route for PSP, or excuse me, the beginner route for GBA, there is a single elixir in the right chest in that room, but we don't need it. But you know, hey, it's there.
Yeah. And of course, if this was GBA, I'd be saving every 10 steps. Did get the Mega Elixir drop though.
Yeah, did get a Mega Elixir from the Dragon Zombies.
Yeah, that will prove useful in case the Chaos fight starts running long.
Or it goes horrendously pear-shaped.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the Ice Storm.
Good rolls on damage, though.
Yeah. And we'll just fire back. I'm not sorry.
Puns!
Look, we're how deep into the run?
I'm not looking at the timer. I couldn't tell you. Like an hour and 40 minutes or something? I hope it's not an hour and 40 minutes. That's the estimate. Like an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I hope that's about right.
I really hope that's about right. That's a really good time to be here.
Yeah, I'm not running a timer right now, so I have no idea what pace I'm on.
We'll find out at the end. That's part of the excitement of doing marathon runs, is not having any idea of what time you're at.
Right?
Do I have time for another couple donations while you're running through this?
If you have one quick one, we're about to get to a boss.
Okay, I've got $25 from Rashawn Dragoness. Can we go back to doing my taxes instead of slaying me?
Well, first we're gonna kill the undead. This is not a dragon, so this is the refights. We're gonna fight all 4 elemental fiends on each of the 4 floors here. They've come back in time with us because reasons. And here's Lich. Lich has a chance to open this fight by casting Flare on the party. We are gonna use one of the Hermes shoes that we have here, because in hopes of potentially getting a perfect turn order, which we did not get, hasting first and then getting the swings, which did not happen. We're definitely gonna kill Lich on turn 2. Here's Flare. This stinks.
Yeah. Flare, also known as Nuke in the NES version, hurts.
Enjoy your time, Loss. Enjoy your time. This is also why you want to have hit points. It gives a chance for the ninja to survive the shot, which saves you a hair bit of menuing, but we do have to do a little menuing here to bring the party back to life.
And then we'll just spam heal Lara, and we're back up. At this point, we're just running through a few final bits, so feel free to throw around donations until the Tiamat fight.
Sounds good. Got $100 from Reverend Gumby. It says, thank you for proving that there's no such thing as too much Bidoof. Got another $100 from Wells. Good luck, have fun, do the thing. Got $25 from Anonymous, less than 3. Thanks all of y'all for those donations. We've also got a $25 from Joran, less than 3. Got another anonymous $25 with no comment. Thank you. Don't forget we do have some bid incentives going on right now. Trying to get that Bayonetta 2 bonus game in for $54,000. We are also trying to get Knuckles gloves during the Big the Cat run. Getting some work in on that. We're at just over $1,000 towards the $2,500, so we're about halfway. That one's going to be fun to watch. We've got $6 from Bibarel. Don't worry, folks. I got you.
Nice.
Also, I know I heard Wells' name in there. Wells has been around the RPG speedrunning community for as long as I've been a part of it. Moderates for a whole lot of chats. Generally good guy. So, yo, Wells, thanks a lot.
Yo, shout out to getting the Kraken eye drop.
But yeah, here's Tiamat. We're right near the end now. This is the second to last boss of the game. So we are going to use haste here because Tiamat's health pool is, what, 5 grand?
55.
5 grand and change. Uses Thunderbolt, Scourge, which is a lower tier AoE instant kill. Melee's decently hard. This fight's generally just fine, though, because, again, we have Barbarian Swords and are hitting for, like, yeah, there's 2,000. Here's Poison Gas as well, another big AoE damage spell that, ignored ribbons. Nice.
But yeah, if you get lucky with the Thieves' damage rolls, you could actually get a 2-round on Tiamat, which is nice.
But yeah, we're gonna run to the end. We've got one last menu that we have to do right at the end. We're gonna switch the Black Mage's equipment a little bit because, hey, you know Barbarian Swords? They're pretty good, right? What if we were to put one on the Black Mage also for the final fight?
And then we're also gonna
you
slot that there.
Yep, we're gonna ether up the White Mage. Very important that the White Mage is at full MP, just in case if the fight goes pear-shaped and we see things like Cure 4. But otherwise, we're here. It's time to kill Chaos. We're gonna save our game before we kill Chaos, right?
Yes.
Perfect. I am Garland. You've defeated me, but time loop shenanigans. You did talk to everybody, right?
Oh yeah. Specifically, you did talk to the 5 bats in the room where you fought Garland in the first part of the game. Right?
Yeah, because they all just say key, but after you light all 4 crystals, they actually can talk to you and tell you that they're the failed Sky Warriors who failed to stop Chaos the first time. They're like, hey, we didn't do so good. Can you fix this? Alright. Giant tonics. So we're gonna beef up the health of our ninja and our Black Mage here.
Yeah, luckily, the Black Mage's HP is actually high enough that I don't need to worry about the Giant's Tonics.
Interesting.
Yeah, the threshold is 250.
I just feel like reflexively throw one on turn 1 these days anyway.
That is totally fair.
Like, whenever I run this game, my Black Mage is always at like 225.
Mm-hmm.
But you can kind of see again that the heals are hitting higher, and since the White Mage's gear loadout gives very low agility, it does not have any additional agility in it. The White Mage is assured to go last every turn. This is very important because, you know, Chaos will go before the White Mage, hit you with the move, and then your heal will heal your party back up to full.
Mm-hmm. Also, very important, time is on last hit on Chaos. The screen will flash briefly, and that will be when time is. We've still got like a few more turns. Probably like somewhere between 2 and 4. But just be ready on time.
Okay, otherwise, we're just gonna hold A here. Everything's all set. Nothing to do but watch the end.
Good old Cyclone.
It blows.
All the way. It knocks the party entirely off screen. Time.
Time. We did it. We killed Chaos.
We were, in fact, here to kill Chaos.
Bidoof killed Chaos.
I'm so proud.
So proud of
Bidoof did
Bidoof. Bidoof did the thing.
So, Leggy, you want the final count of ambushes?
Yeah.
15.
Nice. And what was the final time?
That's a good question.
Give me just a second for stream to catch up, and I will let you know. It looks like 1:33:50.
All right, that's a really, really good time for a marathon. My estimate was 140. We didn't have to wipe. We didn't wipe it all, so that's great. My PB is a 129 for context, so I am super happy with that.
Heck yeah. Nice time.
Yeah. While credits roll, Demi, do you have any shout-outs you want to make?
As always, shout out to the RPG Valkyries, our speedrunning team. You're a part of that now. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, huh?
Yeah, this is a thing, I guess. But yeah, a whole bunch of wonderful folk that have been all over this marathon for all 5 of its installments, running RPGs and varying other games that may or may not be RPGs. So, shout out to the entirety of the RPG speedrunning community, the Final Fantasy I community, all the friends who have shown up to support Leggy throughout this entire run. Y'all are awesome. Thank you all for everything that you do.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to everyone who's been hanging out with me as I've been working on this game and all of my other projects. I want to give a shout out to the Edge Case Collective, the other group of queer runners that I'm a part of. And I just want to give a shout out to Demerine for being just a wonderful friend and partner to have on this amazing speedrun journey I've been on for the past, like 4.5 years now.
Yeah, you've been doing this longer than I have. You're wonderful too.
Meow.
Meow.
All right. Thanks, Leggy, for that awesome, fun run of Final Fantasy. Got a couple of quick donations for you guys. Got a $10 from Dr. Gene Bean, sending love to Queen Cinematic and all the runners. Can't wait for that Silent Hill 2 dog ending. Also got $25 from Joran that says less than 3. Thanks, Joran. And now I'm going to pass you guys over to talk about some prizes.
Hello, welcome back to Flame Fatal's week-long speedrunning marathon benefiting Malala Fund. I'm here to talk about some prizes. If you're just joining us or you don't remember how prizes work, remember that when you donate the minimum amount for the prize that you're looking for, you're automatically entered to win it. No need to put your money towards it specifically. And with that, I am going to tell you all of the amazing prizes that are available now through the end of the night. So starting off from Puzzle P, we have Lisa Simpson just saying, meh. That's not really how I'm feeling because I've been loving watching all of the runs today, but sometimes you just gotta meh. And for a $10 minimum donation, you can hang out with Lisa. So thank you so much, Puzzle P, for this canvas art. And if you go to gamesdonequick.com and head to the tracker, you can see pictures of all of our prizes. And one of our prizes is the Ninja Gaiden Blacklight t-shirt. If you don't have a blacklight or you don't have a place you can go look at it, just know that when you put the blacklight on it, it lights up. It's super pretty. I love the design of the t-shirt so much. That was donated to us by Spice Boy for a $10 minimum donation. And it also comes in whatever size fits you, so you'll know it's going to fit and look super awesome. And our Ninja Gaiden run is coming up soon, so that's perfect for the occasion. And we also have 3 Pearlers donated to us by Kind and Nerdy Housewife. We've got Knuckles, Sonic, and Tails. Oh, let me make sure Tails is flying towards the sky, not the ground. Okay. So this trio, for a minimum donation of $10, you can get all 3 of these beautiful Pearlers. The detail on these is absolutely incredible. We saw a Sonic 3 and Knuckles run earlier in the marathon. We have more Sonic games coming up tomorrow morning. And these 3 are really excited, and so am I. So thank you so much to Kind and Nerdy Housewife for donating us this Pearler set. And we also have this fantastic wireless headset donated to us by Epos. It's a 670 wireless headset, and it has a bunch of amazing features, such as, it has comfortable over-the-ear headphones, 20-hour battery life. You don't have to worry about it being plugged in all the time. I know I don't want to deal with all the wires and stuff. You don't have to worry about any of that. It also has Bluetooth compatibility, a lot of settings that you can customize on your own to make it work for you. So thank you so much to Epos who donated this to us, and it is a $15 minimum donation. And we also have a Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic, SNES Classic. I have one of these at home. They're super rare and hard to find, and they come with 20 games, 20 classics, including Earthbound, Super Mario Kart, Super Mario World, Star Fox, and even Star Fox 2, which never was officially released. You can play it on this SNES Classic. And also, as you can see, it fits inside this tiny box. So super convenient, easy to carry around, take to a friend's house because it comes with 2 controllers. So for a minimum donation of $20, you can be entered in to win this SNES Classic. And another prize that was given to us from Dave from Heroic Replicas, a longtime supporter of these events, has given a lot of prizes over the years. We have the Mermaid's Pendant. For a minimum donation of $25, you can have this beautiful pendant. It is a seashell, this brilliant blue, and it is the thing that you give to the person you want to propose to in Stardew Valley, which is so adorable. We saw that run earlier today. It was fantastic, and I just absolutely love that prize. It comes with its own chain, and it is just absolutely beautiful. So that is a $25 minimum donation. And of course, not only does every donation go to Malala Fund, you can put it towards different incentives. Every donation is going towards our bonus game and going towards our grand prize of the PlayStation 5. Gonna try and hold this up a little bit. It's really big and heavy. But if you donate $100 cumulatively over the entire event, you'll be entered in to win a PlayStation 5. And these are hard to find. These are also hard to pick up. So thank you so much for watching, being here, donating during this event. I've had a wonderful time talking to you about prizes. My name is Frozen Flygon, and stay tuned for the rest of the runs throughout Flame Fatales.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Hello, my friends. My name is Breezeby, and I will be your host for the rest of the evening. For those of you just tuning in, we are going fast and raising money for Malala Fund, an international nonprofit organization that advocates for girls' education and works for a world where all girls can learn and lead. You've all very generously been donating, and I have a few to read off from that last run before we head into this new run. I have $15 from Demerine that says, 15 ambushes, $15 as promised. Let's get that Bayonetta 2 run. Yes, let's get that run. It looks like we are about 3,000 away, a little less than, I think. So we've got time, but again, if we unlock it at $54,000 and $54,286, we will unlock Bayonetta 2. So get those donations in sooner rather than later. And then I have $50 from Dr. Goldfish that says, that's one more chaos in the bag. Way to go. And to answer an earlier question, I am a goldfish who is a doctor. Disclaimer, not a real doctor. Thank you for your donation. And with that, I believe we are ready. We are going to hop right into Ninja Gaiden Any% with Christine.